Unicorn hair. Unicorn hair is one of 3 core types Ollivander trusts the most, and for good reason. It creates wands that are steady, dependable, and extremely loyal to their owner. Once you've bonded with one, it sticks with you through basically everything. Bad spells, bad days, a breakup, hypothetically. These wands are known for producing the most consistent magic overall. They're great at defensive spells, charms, and careful, accurate casting. You're far less likely to accidentally set yourself on fire while trying to light a candle, which matters. Unicorn hair also strongly resists dark magic. If you try forcing it into curses or questionable experiments, the wand tends to weaken or just stop cooperating altogether. It's got morals. Strong ones. The trade-off is power scaling. Unicorn hair wands aren't reckless. They don't love shortcuts. They reward patience, practice, and actually knowing what spell you're casting. Tragic, I know. Dragon heartstring. Dragon heartstring produces wands that are powerful, intense, and very responsive to strong personalities. These wands learn fast, cast fast, and hit hard. If unicorn hair is a calm tutor, Dragon heartstring is a caffeine-fueled dueling coach yelling, again. They bond strongly with their owner, but they're also more willing to change allegiance if defeated. That flexibility makes them popular with ambitious witches and wizards who expect to grow quickly. People like Bellatrix Lestrange, whose wand famously used Dragon heartstring and absolutely matched her unhinged commitment to chaos. Dragon heartstring wands excel at flashy magic, combat spells, and anything involving raw force. They also lean more easily toward dark magic, not because they're evil, but because they don't judge your life choices. Downside, they're temperamental. Neglect one, and it may sulk. Abuse it, and it may backfire. Dragons are dramatic like that. Phoenix Feather. Phoenix Feather wands are the rarest core Ollivander works with, because phoenixes do not just wander around donating feathers. These wands are capable of the widest range of magic, and often choose witches or wizards with complex destinies. They're incredibly selective. Phoenix Feather wands act on their own initiative more than other cores, which explains why Harry Potter's wand shared a feather with Voldemort's. That connection wasn't coincidence. It was fate being weird and deeply inconvenient. These wands grow slowly but powerfully, unlocking new potential as their owner matures. They reward resilience, courage, and survival. Dramatic themes only. They're also famously unpredictable. Sometimes they refuse spells. Sometimes they do something impressive without permission. Phoenix magic plays the long game, and it does not explain itself. Veela hair. Veela hair is a rare and extremely temperamental wand core, mostly used by European wand makers outside Britain. These wands are highly sensitive to emotion, confidence, and personal presence. If you're insecure, the wand will know immediately. Fleur Delacour's wand used Veela hair from her grandmother, which explains why it worked best when she was confident and emotionally grounded. These wands excel at charm-based magic, enchantments, and spells that rely on persuasion and presence. They can be incredibly powerful, but they're picky. Veela hair wands don't tolerate hesitation, self-doubt, or owners who panic under pressure. They also demand respect. If an owner loses confidence or treats the wand poorly, performance drops fast. It's a partnership, not a tool. Emotional maintenance required. Thestral tail hair. Thestral tail hair is one of the rarest and most misunderstood wand cores in existence. Thestrals are magical creatures only visible to people who have witnessed death and truly understood it, which already tells you the kind of witches and wizards these wands choose. Subtle vibes only. This core produces wands that are deeply connected to complex magic, especially spells involving the dark arts, secrecy, and the boundaries between life and death. The most famous wand ever made with Thestral tail hair is the Elder Wand, which honestly explains a lot about its attitude problem. These wands respond best to owners who accept mortality instead of fearing it. They don't work well for people who panic under pressure or avoid uncomfortable truths. If denial is your coping mechanism, this wand will judge you silently. Thestral tail hair wands are powerful, precise, and slightly unsettling. They don't crave attention. They just quietly outperform everyone else. Basilisk horn. Basilisk horn is not a standard wand core. It exists as a single known case, which already puts it in the please don't try this at home category of wand making. This wand was created by Isolde Sayer in North America after her original wand was destroyed. Basilisks are magically lethal creatures whose venom can destroy Horcruxes, so using part of one as a wand core is extremely dangerous. The resulting wand was powerful but volatile, and it came with serious risks. This was not innovation. This was survival under terrible circumstances. A basilisk horn wand amplifies aggressive, defensive, and destructive magic. It does not forgive hesitation, uncertainty, or or weak intent. It demands absolute control. That's why this core was never replicated. The wand worked, but as a cost no responsible wand maker would accept again. Horned Serpent Horn. Horned Serpent Horn is one of the most respected wand cores in North America, and for good reason. Horned serpents are highly magical creatures with jewel-like horns that react strongly to nearby magic, sometimes glowing when powerful spells are cast, which is convenient unless you're trying to be subtle. Wands made from this core are exceptionally sensitive and highly attuned to their owner's magical awareness. They respond quickly, amplify spellcasting precision, and tend to favor witches and wizards with strong intuition. If you feel magic before you cast it, this wand already likes you. These wands are known for producing exceptionally clean, focused magic, especially in charms and complex spellwork. They're intelligent, alert, and slightly judgmental. The downside, they do not tolerate sloppy casting. Guessing spells, mumbling incantations, or winging it will result in immediate disappointment. The wand won't explode, it'll just silently think less of you. Snallygaster Heartstring. Snallygaster Heartstring comes from one of the most aggressively unpleasant magical creatures ever recorded. The Snallygaster is loud, venomous, partially metallic, and famously hard to kill. Using part of its heart as a wand core already tells you this was not a calm design choice. These wands are powerful, aggressive, and thrive in high-pressure magic. They favor bold casting, fast reactions, and spells that hit hard and don't apologize. Defensive magic, offensive charms, and battlefield-style spellwork suit them best. Snallygaster Heartstring wands bond strongly with confident owners who commit fully to their magic. Hesitation weakens performance. Half measures annoy the wand. They're also notoriously difficult to control. If you lose focus or panic, the wand may overpower the spell or redirect it creatively. Ministry approved? Technically. Relaxing? Absolutely not. Jackalope Antlers. Jackalope antlers are a rare but fascinating wand core used by early American wand makers. Jackalopes look harmless, rabbit, antlers, vibes, but magically, they're extremely conductive and responsive. Wands made with jackalope antlers are quick, reactive, and excellent at channeling spell energy efficiently. They perform best with witches and wizards who cast decisively and maintain strong magical flow. Stop-start casting confuses them. Confidence keeps things smooth. These wands are known for producing sharp, clean spell casting, especially with charms and transfiguration adjacent magic. They don't hoard power, they move it fast. The downside is fragility. Jackalope antler cores don't tolerate misuse. Overloading spells, reckless experimentation, or poor maintenance can damage performance permanently. Treat the wand well, and it'll reward you. Treat it badly, and congratulations, you've invented disappointment. Thunderbird Tail Feathers. Thunderbird Tail Feathers produce wands that are powerful, dramatic, and deeply allergic to subtlety. Thunderbirds are magical creatures tied to storms, lightning, and atmospheric chaos. So it makes sense that their feathers create wands that thrive on raw magical force. These wands are especially strong in transfiguration, charms involving weather, and long-range spellcasting. They favor witches and wizards with big magical signatures, the kind of people whose spells arrive before they do. Quiet casting is not their brand. Thunderbird feather wands are also known for acting ahead of their owners. They can sense danger, react instinctively, and occasionally cast magic preemptively. Helpful? Yes. Slightly alarming? Also yes. The downside is control. Emotional spikes, panic, or overconfidence can cause spells to misfire spectacularly. Thunderbird magic amplifies intent, not restraint. If you're feeling dramatic, the wand will match your energy, possibly with thunder. White River Monster Spine. White River Monster Spine is one of the most unstable wand cores ever documented, which feels appropriate given the creature itself is basically a magical river nightmare. It's enormous, semi-aquatic, and violently resistant to being bothered. Wands made with this core are extremely powerful but notoriously unpredictable. They channel enormous magical output and respond best to strong, unwavering focus. If your concentration slips, the spell might still happen, just not where you aimed it. These wands favor aggressive spell casting, brute force magic, and spells that overwhelm rather than finesse. Precision is possible, but only with serious discipline and experience. Because of their volatility, these cores were rarely used and quickly discouraged by responsible responsible wand makers. The magic works, it just works loudly. White River Monster Spine wands are not for beginners or intermediates, or people who enjoy calm afternoons. They are magical fire alarms disguised as tools. Rougarou hair. Rougarou hair is one of the most ethically uncomfortable wand cores ever attempted. Rougarous are cursed humans who transform into monstrous creatures, which means this core carries lingering human magic. Yes, that's as unsettling as it sounds. Wands made with Rougarou hair are powerful, deeply unstable, and prone to causing wand madness in their owners. This condition leads to obsessive behavior, emotional volatility, and an unhealthy attachment to the wand. Romantic? No. Concerning? Extremely. These wands amplify ambition, intensity, and emotional extremes. They respond best to strong personalities, but push too far, and the magic begins pushing back. Because of these risks, Rougarou hair was quickly classified as dangerous and unethical, and its use was heavily restricted. The magic functions, the cost is psychological. In short, powerful wand, terrible idea, absolutely banned. Even Fred and George would pass. Probably. Kneazle whiskers. Kneazle whiskers are considered an inferior wand core by Ollivander, which is wildly offensive to Kneazles, who are basically hyper-intelligent magical cats with trust issues. The creatures are excellent judges of character and aggressively allergic to suspicious behavior. Wands made with Kneazle whiskers are highly sensitive to dishonesty, illusion magic, and deceit. They perform best in detection spells, protective charms, and magic designed to reveal what's hidden. If something's lying, the wand knows. If you're lying, the wand knows faster. These two wands tend to bond with cautious, observant witches and wizards, people who notice patterns and don't rush into things. Reckless casting weakens performance. The downside is power output. Kneazle whisker wands aren't built for raw force or combat-heavy magic. They're investigative tools, not cannons. Think magical lie detector, not battlefield menace. Useful, just not flashy. Dittany stalk. Dittany stalk is a rare and highly specialized wand core, derived from the same magical plant famous for its extreme healing properties. Naturally, these wands are deeply aligned with restorative, protective, and stabilizing magic. They're basically the magical equivalent of a very calm nurse. Wands with Dittany cores excel at healing spells, counter curses, and magic that supports recovery rather than destruction. They respond best to careful, precise spell work and steady emotional states. Panic casting? Absolutely not. These wands favor witches and wizards who practice healing magic, potion-enhanced spell work, or long-term restorative disciplines. They don't enjoy violence. They tolerate it when necessary, but they don't enjoy it. The limitation is obvious. Offensive magic feels weaker and slower. A Dittany wand will never be thrilled about blowing something up. It would much rather fix the damage afterward and quietly judge you for causing it. Kelpie mane hair. Kelpie mane hair comes from one of the most dangerous water-based magical creatures in existence. Kelpies are shape-shifting predators that lure victims into rivers and lakes, which makes harvesting their hair an activity best described as deeply unwise. Wands made with Kelpie hair are powerful, flexible, and highly responsive, but only when handled correctly. They excel at water-based magic, transfiguration, and spells requiring adaptability. If your magic flows smoothly, the wand performs beautifully. If it doesn't, things get messy. Seamus Finnegan kind of messy. Kelpie hair wands dislike rigidity, overly strict spellcasting, emotional resistance, or lack of confidence causes instability. These wands demand trust and momentum. They're strong, elegant, and dangerous when mishandled. Treat them with respect, keep your magic moving, and they'll reward you. Fight them for control, and congratulations, you've chosen a wand that absolutely will fight back. White River Monster Spine. White River Monster Spine has the biggest, wait, they used that? Energy of all. This thing is a massive river creature from American wizarding lore, and someone looked at its spine and thought, yep, that'll go inside a wand. Absolutely unhinged. Cores like this are known for being insanely powerful but wildly unstable, because you're basically channeling raw, aggressive magic from something that lives in the depths and does not want to be bothered. If your focus slips, the wand doesn't politely misfire, it panics loudly. Great for confident casters, terrifying for literally everyone else. Wampus cat hair. Wampus cat hair sounds cute until you remember the Wampus is basically a magical murder cat from North America. It's fast, violent, and has a reputation for being impossible to handle. So using its hair as a wand core is a bold choice. These cores tend to produce wands that respond strongly to confidence and quick reactions. Hesitate, and the wand feels it. Overthink, and it gets annoyed. Done right, it's sharp, responsive and powerful, great for combat magic and high-pressure casting. Done wrong, congrats, you've got a wand with attitude and no patience. Curupira hair. Curupira hair is one of those cores that instantly screams the wizarding world is bigger than Britain. Curupiras come from South American folklore and are famous as forest guardians, basically the kind of creature that would curse you for littering. So, a wand core made from Curupira hair carries wild protective energy. These wands tend to favor magic tied to nature, defense, and survival, spells that restrain, redirect, or punish intruders. They also don't seem to love arrogance. If you're the type to show off, the wand might quietly sabotage you out of spite. Great core, also behave. Now, Ollivander thinks you're ready for the next lesson, all 7 wand-making steps in Harry Potter Explained. Click now before Harry starts testing random cores in your bedroom.